Hello, everybody. This is episode 1 of Gratitude with Gab. I have been wanting to do this for so long. I just feel like it is finally time to make a podcast. I have been making videos on Instagram on my story for about 2 years now, and I always get so much positive feedback from y'all saying like, please make a podcast, please make a YouTube, please make a TikTok. Just so you know, I don't like TikTok. I just don't like the platform. It's not for me. I've never had TikTok before, and I just never wanted to get TikTok. Instagram is enough for me. I'm going to try to make one video per month for you guys on here. If I get in the groove of it and I'm feeling like I have a lot of extra time, I can definitely do more than that. But for right now, I'm only going to do one per month. This moment for me is so surreal because I've literally visualized this moment over and over and over. Like, what will it be like when I start my podcast? Like, what will my first episode be? Where will I be? What will I be wearing? Blah, blah, blah. The thoughts racing through my mind. Every time I bring myself back into the present and I say, you know what, just enjoy where you are right now. Sooner or later, it's going to be here, and then you can enjoy where you are when it happens and exactly how it is supposed to be. So happy to be here with you guys today, and this is truly a gift. I know that this is going to be so freaking great for me and so freaking great for you guys. We're going to grow together, we're going to learn together, and we're going to just be in unity because everyone is supposed to be in unity. We're not supposed to be fighting and gossiping and hating. No, we're supposed to be loving on each other in unity, doing what God put us here to do. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get into it. I haven't always been like this. I used to be a super negative person to the point where I was sabotaging my own goals and my whole entire life. And honestly, sometimes people around me as well. I didn't know how to live. I didn't know what the right way was. I was trying to find a right way. That was the problem, to be honest. I thought that there was a certain way that we were supposed to live. I thought that I was supposed to be a certain way. I was supposed to be like the other girls. In school, I would get bullied. Everywhere, I'd get bullied. I didn't really fit in anywhere, and I felt like I just didn't belong. I always knew since I was young that there was something different about me. Unfortunately, the ways that the world try to label you and fit you, you have to fit into a category. That's just how the world is. Unfortunately, they labeled me as autistic because I just didn't fit in. And it's sad because that's what the system does. It's meant to have like a category for everything. So if you're different and your thinking doesn't match the average person, then there's something wrong with you and they have to find a diagnosis and they have to label you. So I was labeled as high functioning autistic, which is not true. I don't believe in labels. I used to, and I used to give the labels so much power that they had so much power over me in my life. Like when I was diagnosed, I really believed it at first, and I would be like, oh, that's why I'm not wanted, and that's why I act this way and whatnot. But no, that's not true, okay? My parents, God love them, we have a really good relationship now, but before, when they tried to get me diagnosed, they were like pushing a diagnosis and trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I grew resentment towards them because I just couldn't believe that my parents didn't want to accept me for who I was and love me. So I was just so stuck on why are they trying to fit me into something and make sure that I have something wrong with me. Like, wouldn't you want something not to be wrong with me, your child? I perceived it the wrong way. Perception goes a very long way. I saw my parents as evil. I saw my parents as out to get me. I saw my parents as wanting attention from people because they wanted to label me so badly. They wanted to say that I wasn't like the other kids. The more I grew up, the more I started forgiving them. The more I realized I was their first child. They probably didn't know what they were doing. They were probably just nervous about, is my kid going to turn out okay? My kid's different. Okay, well, I need to figure out what's wrong with my kid and put them on medication before something happens. Their minds aren't trained how mine is, if that makes sense. They were trained as they grew up with diagnoses and making sure that medication helps you. Like everything revolves around doctors and categories and all that. But that's not how it is, bro. The mind is a strong thing, and God is so much stronger. Nothing really exists. Those diagnoses, they don't. Your mind, your power, God's plan is more powerful than all of that. And He can heal anything, and you can heal anything as well. He gives us that gift. He loved us so much that He sent His Son to save us and to make sure that we can save ourselves here as long as we live through Him. Like, how freaking beautiful is that? Like, actually, like, it really is freaking beautiful. Like, we are given this beautiful gift. We are magicians, okay? We are freaking wizards. No, but for real, we really are just magical beings. Like, you know what I mean? And so many people don't realize that because they identify themselves as this. You're this. No. Okay? You don't have a soul. Hear me out. You don't have a soul. You have a body. You are a soul. Just pause. Take that in. And listen to me again. You don't have a soul. You have a body. You live in the body. You have it. But you are a soul. Get me? Like, you don't have a soul. You are the soul. You have the body that you live in. Your soul is you are in the body. That's why so many people have emotional, mental turmoil and can't live with themselves, because they don't know that your body and your soul are two different things. You are a soul. You have to get along with your body. When God says in the Bible, temptation, fight it, right? The human body is temptation. Like, you know what I mean? Like sex, drugs, binge eating, porn, all that stuff. Our soul does not want that. Your soul will never want that. That's why whenever you do that stuff, a little tiny piece of you is like, knows that it's wrong. That's why whenever you do that stuff, you usually hide it so that you're not caught. That's because your soul knows, you, the true you, knows that's not the way to live and it's not right. You are not your body. You have to teach your body you're in charge. You have to nourish your body so that it doesn't want to do anything else. When you nourish the body, you nourish the soul. Now, when you go against and you give in to temptations, you're breaking yourself. You know how much harder it is to come back from that stuff once you've started doing it? Once you're down, you dive into the water of temptation, it's so much harder to swim up to the surface. And then there's all these things pulling you down. Satan knows what he's doing on this earth. He knows exactly your specific weaknesses, and he knows what's going to target you and what's going to pull you down and what's going to make you give in and turn away from God. He knows how to make you hate yourself. He knows how to make you hate your family, hate your partner, start hating on people. He knows exactly how to do that. Our souls don't know how to do that. It's not natural for us to want to hate, for us to want to tear people down, for us to want to gossip. No, that's our ego. And let me just set this straight, what ego is. Ego is, it's very hard to explain on beginner level, but if you know, you know, the body and you, the soul. You are here. You are here. You are all being just like God meant you to be. You are here and you are present, and you live through love. You live through kindness. You are love. Does that make sense? The ego is anything that's not here. So let's say I'm regretting the past. The last week I did something, right? Ego. I'm thinking right now, what if this happens? What if I lose my house? What if I lose my car? Blah, blah, blah. And I start to worry, right? Ego. What ifs? Regrets? Past? Future? Ego. Let's say these people are walking by, right? Ugh, so ugly. I don't like them because they're wearing a striped shirt. Ego. I did not mean that, sir. I love you, okay? Love your shirt. Yeah, that's ego, you know? When you are here, you're here, and you are happy, and you are so ecstatic to be here. This beautiful gift of life. Nothing is going to make you think of the past or the future, because you are taking this moment for what it is, because all there really is right now. Think about it. You can be stuck on the past and future all that you want, but they don't exist. All that's ever existed is right now. Right freaking now, guys. Okay? Because I can't jump to the future and I can't go to the past. Right now is the only thing that exists. The only reason why the past and the future exist is because human beings have made it a way to understand time, the construct of time, because it's just, you know what I mean? Like, be at work by 9 type thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a construct. It's not actually real. So don't focus on it. There are plenty of times in the Bible that God says, be here. Be here. Because this is the gift that I've given you, correct? His miracle creating abilities that lived through Jesus Christ here on earth, it lives through him. Goodness, typos left and right. It also lives through you. The soul is what he created. Satan only has control over the temptations of the flesh. That is the only thing that he has control over. Guess what? He doesn't have control over it if you, not your body, but you have control over it. You are stronger than Satan. You want to know why? Because you got God on your side. God prevails. Goodness prevails. Positivity prevails. Satan cannot win. Okay? Next time you're thinking that you're feeling defeated, you're not. Satan wants you to think that because you don't got God by your side at that moment. Instead of just praying at night or praying in the morning or praying when you need something, try and talk to God all day. All day. And a little tip from me, don't say amen because it's never over. That's just mine. Okay? I'm not saying you do that. No. I'm just saying it helps because to me, like, it's never over. Like, he's always with me. He's my best friend. Like, he's right here. Like, he's right here though. He's right here. And I say, like, you know, God, like, I really just want to thank you. Like, I really just want to thank you for this beautiful freaking place I live in. Like, thank you so much. And like the trees, just like how you live through everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a conversation with him because he's my friend. Personally, I'm not a religious person. And hear me out. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I have a relationship with the Lord. I don't sit here and put my hands like this and hold my rosaries and say, Dear Saint Mary. No. Okay? Personally, I don't do that. I'm not Catholic. I am a follower of the Lord. I can say I'm a Christian because I believe in Christ. He's the Son of God. He came here to die for me. I believe that. So I am spiritual. I don't follow any religious practices. No. I live through love. And that's the only thing that you have to do. Because the Bible says that as long as you love thyself and love thy neighbor, you're good. Because guess what? The 10 Commandments, do not kill, do not lie, do not cheat. You won't do any of that if you live through love. Do you hear me? You won't do any of that if you live through love. You won't have to focus on not lying, not cheating, not killing. No, you won't do it because you live through him. He lives through you. You let him guide you. You live in love. Okay? God created this universe specifically for us. He gave this universe laws, specific laws. 2 of my favorite are the law of attraction and the universal law of least effort. Those 2 are my absolute favorite because those are miracle-making spells there. You know what I mean? Like, you know those? When you practice those? My friend, you are unstoppable, okay? It is amazing. The things that he's given us, the gifts that so many people take for granted and don't see. Oh, how are you living? Let me teach you right now how to live if you're not living, okay? Universal law of attraction can only work if you believe that the Lord has given it to you. Actually, it can also work if you truly believe without a doubt that it's going to happen. So I've seen a lot of people who don't believe in God. It still happens for them, but Unfortunately, it doesn't ever lead them down the right path because they're always in it for the wrong reasons. So I stand corrected. But you are in it for the right reasons, and you want the Lord to lead you down the path that you feel like you are meant to be down, the path that He made for you. Then you are lucky, my friend. You can do anything you want. And I know some of you are going to be like, no, you can't fly. Well, anything that goes with the laws of nature, you can do. No, you can't grow wings and fly, but you can definitely go in a plane and fly. You can't defy the laws of nature here, but you can work with them. Let's say I want, you know what? I'm just going to give examples of everything I already said I wanted and got. I wanted my own place. I got my own place. No credit, barely any money. I had the idea. I chased after the idea and made sure all of everything was aligned for that to just fall right into my life. I kept my eyes open for opportunities and grabbed them when they came, because the law of least effort also works with the law of attraction. You want something, you get it in your mind, you visualize it, you have it already. You already have it. It's on its way to you. You don't wish that you want it. No. You are thankful that you have it. You feel me? You know that you're capable. You have to know that. You have to actually know that in your being. You can't just say, I wish. That's just not how it works. For you to be able to get things, you have to believe that you already have it. And I'm trying to put this in as beginner terms as I can, because when I first realized this, I had an epiphany one night. I was just like, hold up. I am not my thoughts. My thoughts ruin things for me because I identify myself with them. I think that I am my thoughts, so they ruin everything for me. Have you ever had a thought and you're like, whoa, why are you thinking that? Like, it could be gross, it could be weird, it could be like something that you just don't want, right? And you're like, why am I thinking that? And you're blaming you, not you. It's your ego. There are two things. Y'all have to get along. You have to convince your ego to stay in the past or the future. Let it. Be the observer of your thoughts. You think about the past, you grab yourself and you're like, okay, I'm back. You grab yourself and you bring yourself back to the present. Once you start doing that, once you start getting to that level of awareness, you are beginning to start waking up. You're on the way to enlightenment. And that is the most beautiful thing ever, because that's where we're supposed to be. Jesus was completely enlightened. He did not think about the past or the future. He was here now. Always. And he was completely present. Just take a moment and just take that in, because as soon as you start to realize you are not your thoughts, and that the true you, the one that God created, you're in there. You can be her or him. You can be. You don't have to be your ego. You don't have to let it control you, because it's the ultimate test. God allows it to happen because He wants to see. He wants to see if you'll overcome it. He knows you can. He knows you can. It's just a matter of willpower. If you have enough willpower to give up that life, give up the drugs, give up the sex, give up the lifestyle, and become something beautiful. Become who you actually are. And just so you know, you don't actually have to become them. You are them. All you gotta do is shred the layers. I just gave this analogy to somebody I was speaking with at the beach. I took a rock or a stick and I put it on the sand, and I was like, this is you, okay? And the ways of the world are the sand. The ways of the world can overtake you, can overcome you, can smother you. And I put the sand on top of the stick. And I was like, but as soon as you start to dust off the layers and remove the sin from your life, and I like this to the sand, you start to see the stick. You start to see yourself. You start to know who you are. You start to know your purpose. You start to know your calling. You won't let anything get in the way of it, okay? You won't let anything get in the way of it, because you know that is what you're meant to do, and you're going to do it. You won't let a single freaking thing get in your way, because you are divinely called, okay? Divinely called, divinely blessed, okay? You're so special. You just need to realize that, okay? Sooner or later, that stick is just gonna be standing on top of the sand, sticking right out of it. All the sin in the world around you, you standing up and shining bright, because that's what you are. You are a child of God, and you are shining. You are meant for so much more, okay? You freaking are. The key to happiness, a lot of people spend their whole lives looking for the purpose of life or the key to happiness. It is so easy to find, let me tell you. It is right here. It is within you. It has always been within you, and it will always be within you. The ways of the world are meant to blind us. We are meant to be so distracted buying materialistic items and thinking that happiness is like when we get enough things. Look at all those rich people with so much stuff. They can't even begin to realize that happiness is found within, because they're so stuck in buying stuff, thinking that it's somewhere else when it's actually within you. It really is. God put it there. The same thing that you are loved, you are also happy. You are joyous. You are ecstatic, bro. You are grateful. You are beautiful. You don't need to search for it. It's right there. It is right there. You're given a gift. Take it. Don't let it sit there. Because no, it's not going to spoil. It's not going to go bad. It's not going to rot. No, it will not. But you know what will? Your life. It will start to rot away. It's never too late until your last day. Okay? You can wake up on your last day and say, wow, I'm meant for so much more. Lord, I accept you in my life. I'm going to go get what I want. I'm going to go make my dreams my reality. You're saved. Your whole life might have been full of sin and doing drugs and doing whatever. You could repent the last second and you're saved. Because that's what Jesus did for us. He made it so that we could literally repent whenever the frick we want and still be saved. And that doesn't mean that you should go do some drugs knowing that you can be forgiven. No. You should always try and strive to do your best. But God will forgive you if you are true and you are really, you want him in your life and you want him to take over completely. He will forgive you. He will. Okay? Happiness, it's in here. There's no key. The key is you. You gotta unlock it. You've had the key the whole time. Ever since you were born, that key is in there and the door is in there as well. So all you gotta do is take the key and unlock it. Everyone thinks that the door is somewhere else and the key is somewhere else. So we gotta find the key, then we gotta go find the door. No. The door and the key is in you, okay? You are so much more than you ever thought you could be. Like, once you realize, okay? Everything from your mind, like your subconscious, everything becomes manifested in your reality, in this. So like, yeah, mind over matter can actually mean mind to matter. Let's say I spend months straight, like 3 months, thinking about what if, like something happens, right? What if? It's gonna happen. And it's gonna be a lesson. It's gonna happen to teach you to stop doing that and to be present and to enjoy the now, okay? When I was younger, I would think every single day, what if I get abducted? What if someone kidnaps me? I would go outside to play in my neighborhood and wouldn't even feel safe. I would come inside. What if? I didn't know any better. I was a child. Guess what happened? At Disney World, I got abducted and someone took me. Traumatic, let me say that. But thank God he didn't get away with me. He didn't even get out of Disney. I think that my parents sent like a picture of me around to the people, or maybe like I said something. I don't actually remember how I was found, but I was found by an employee of Disney, and the guy started lying and saying he had amnesia and he thought I was his granddaughter. I made my subconscious, my what ifs, I made that my reality. I literally attracted that. Because guess what? I learned a lesson. At that age, I was like 6 or 7. I really learned to stop taking things for granted. Like my family or whatever, I may have been in a fight with them, but now I want them more than ever. Like, you feel me? Like I want to go back to them. So I stopped taking them for granted. Yeah. Everything's a lesson. Your L's are lessons, not losses. Okay? Like I said, you're not your thoughts, so do not let your what ifs and your regrets be your reality. Like don't let that don't let that manifest into the now, because the only thing that should be manifesting into the now is you becoming a better version of you. Your body becoming more in sync with you, with your soul. You becoming deeper and closer with God. And your wants, your desires coming true for the best. Excuse me. You always have the choice as well to be non-reactive. If someone says you're ugly or you're not good enough, you have the choice to react to that. You have the choice to believe that. Usually when people say negative things to you like that, that's because they're extremely unhappy within themselves. They're extremely unhappy within themselves, to the point where they're feeling all these insecurities that they have to project them onto you and other people in order for them to feel bigger and better. So whenever you hear people say that, someone's putting you down at work, your family's putting you down, your partner's putting you down, get as far away as you can from that. And don't believe it, because you are so much more. And the more you don't react, the more you will realize that's not them either. Your partner, your family, they're not saying that to you. Their egos are saying that to you to build up the ego. You know what I mean? Because later, they're going to feel guilty because they know it was wrong. Their soul is aching. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? I want to love. But no, the embarrassment, the pride, and the justification of the ego drags it so much further down. It'll never happen unless you change. Unless you realize it's not you and you change, all there is to it. So just make sure you're fully present so that the ego doesn't choose for you and doesn't have the room to be able to make the decision whether to do something or to say something, because it's not the ego's choice, it's yours. Awareness. Keep it. Be it. Know it. Choose peace. Choose positivity. And choose the present. The 3 P's. Peace, positivity, in the present. Okay? You are peace. Stop looking for it. That key, happiness, peace, love, all of it comes out of that. Not just happiness. Because guess what? With happiness comes peace. And with peace comes happiness. And with that, love is the only way to do it. So stop looking for all these things and realize that they're in you. God gave it to you, okay? Think about this every time you think that you're something you're not, or you want to find happiness in materialistic things. I want you to think of 2 Corinthians. So we fix our eyes on not what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal. It is literally saying in the freaking Bible, do not focus on materialistic things, fame, clout, clothes. Focus on what's inside. Hello? The Bible, yes, it says that. Maybe you should do some reading, because when I saw some of the stuff that's in the Bible, I was like, the Bible is teaching all this stuff that I literally had an epiphany about. The Lord spoke to me, told me so many things, and they're in this book. Now I know. I used to really not read the Bible. I believed in God. I didn't read the Bible because I was like, a man wrote this, like a bunch of men wrote this, like how true could it be? The Lord spoke through them, let me just tell you, because this is beyond me, bro. There are things that I know deep in my being, and I read them, and I'm like, you know that too? God spoke it. So, don't fix your eyes on what is seen, but what is unseen, because that is what is most important. I just want to say one thing before we close it up for this episode. Happy people build their inner world, but unhappy people blame their outer circumstances and their outer world. So many people I know, something will happen to them that I see as a clear lesson. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really hope he or she learns this, blah, 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 from blah, 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 that. And they come to me and they're like, oh, I hate my this. I can't believe this happened to me. You know what? My life sucks. Like, I hate everything. And I'm like, to me, those words, oh my gosh, those words are so strong. Whenever something happens, bro, I see the lesson in it almost automatically. At first, when I started growing and being present, I would see the lesson like shortly after. But now I immediately, when it happens, I'm like, okay, it's happening because of this. Learn from it. Do not perceive this as a loss, because it's not. Do not perceive this as a why did this happen to me. Perceive this as a oh my gosh, I'm gonna take advantage of this and learn from it and become better from it. Because dude, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have tools that can build me in this life. So blessed, okay? Build your inner world. Become stronger. But don't do it alone. Let God work through you. Law of least effort, bro. Know what you want to be. Let your subconscious and God do all the rest of the work. Because it will. As long as you're loving and you're being present, everything will come into line for you, I swear. It really will. It always will. Try your best to be present. Maybe if it's hard for you, try and do some tricks of doing certain things to snap you back into the present. Like, let's say if you hear a certain word, choose anything. I don't care. It's up to you. Choose anything. And when you hear that, it snaps you back. Personally, what I did is I chose hate and good morning. And I'll tell you why right now. Hate, I know it's cliche. Hate is a strong word. And it frickin' is a strong word. I will never use that word again. I stopped using the word hate. It took me a little, not a lot. But it's like, it makes you really realize how easily we use the word. Like, oh, I hate when that happens. Or, oh, I hate her. I know. Oh, I hate tank tops. Like, hate. It's like a truly disgusting word. What I say of is now, I'm not fond of. Oh, I don't really like that. No, I'm not fond of that. Someone's like, oh, would you like some caviar? I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not very fond of that. The old me would have been like, no, I hate caviar. You know what I mean? So every time I hear the word hate now, snaps me back. If not, I'm already there usually. But if I am thinking about the future or the past and my ego's in control, it snaps me the hell back. That word, ding, hate. Oh, I'm here. The other one, good morning. You do not have to do this. This is just me. And it's because everything is made out of energy. Everything is vibrating at a certain frequency. All words are vibrations. It's a little bit loud over there. All words are vibrating. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between things that sound the same. Mourning, grieving, sad, right? And morning AM. It doesn't know the difference. So if I'm going to say good morning, that is a low vibrational. You feel me? You don't have to do this. It is just me. And it was a tool to put me back into the present and to stop using low vibrational words. But yeah, now I say, oh, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday. You know what I mean? I don't say good morning anymore because there's nothing good about mourning and grieving. It's just a blockage. I'll get into that in another episode, but your loved ones who have passed would not want you to be grieving and mourning. They would want you to live in the present and to live your life to the fullest. But they're not gone forever. They have transformed. We'll get into that in another episode. I'm so freaking grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for this beautiful opportunity that I've gotten to speak to you guys and to just be in the beautiful present with you guys and grow with you guys and watch you guys grow and learn. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. And if you liked this video, I'm definitely going to be doing more at least once a month. And it would be amazing if you could just drop that like and subscribe. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to comment. I will put my social media somewhere so that you can reach out to me as well. Thank you so much. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. You'll be in